Hiya, I'm going to do a tutorial on brow lamination today. If you guys want to give it a go. I don't recommend perming your lashes, but brows is pretty easy. You can't really mess up that bad. So I thought, yeah, I'll do a tutorial on it. So first of all, I'm using the Rectosil, I should always say it wrong, Reflectosil kit. But I'm going to link one below, which is really cheap on TikTok Shop, which, I mean, they pretty much all exactly the same. So, and all the steps are the same. So it doesn't really matter what kit you're using, but this one works for me. And do you know what? I think I've had it at least a year. Oh God, I'm bleeding. That's from, I burnt my hand the other day curling my hair. Oh, how gross. First of all, first step, you want to make sure your brows are really clean. Now, obviously, I've done my makeup, so not ideal. But I just use a little alcohol wipe like this, because it will evaporate really quick. And at least then you know there's nothing on them that will stop the products working. Now, I do recommend when you're doing brow lamination to kind of do them too fluffy, because they'll always go down. When I first started doing it on myself, I'd do it like quite subtle, and then it'd be like, well, it doesn't look any different. So I'll show you in a sec. So right, just let that dry off. Right, so step one, I just pour a little bit of the perm lotion on my brush and just work it on. I just take little bits just so I don't waste it, because the tubes are absolutely tiny, but you don't need, I'm one of those, I always squirt out more than what I need, so just got to try and make sure everything's coated well. Oh, I love this song. Do, 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 do. Got to work quite fast because there's a timer. Right, so you don't want one to be more processed than the other. Right, so then what I'll do, Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Check your process time on whatever product you buy, but 10 minutes is normally. Eyebrows, because it's normally coarser hair, you haven't got to be quite as, I mean, I'm not saying leave it on all day, because you will end up throwing the eyebrows, but with it's more, you know, your eyelashes are a lot more fragile, so that the timings are a little bit more important on those ones. So yeah, I'm just make sure I've got a little bit. Probably not doing it quite as well as I normally would, because I'm kind of half concentrating on what I'm saying to you guys. But right, so you see I've done them quite crazy. I just leave them alone. Okay, so my 10-minute timer has just gone off, thanks to Alexa. Oh. So I just get a cotton pad, give them a really good wipe over. Oof. Let's use my alcohol wipe actually as well. You just want to make sure you've got it all off, because you don't want to have any left on there. I mean, the neutraliser will neutralise it, but still, it's not ideal. You don't want to risk any over processing. So I've just removed it as well, sort of in the direction of how I want it, how I kind of want them to sit. Everything you do, just try and keep it all going in the direction you want. So at this stage you'll be like a bit like, oh, they're not really staying up. So next, get your neutralizer. Where is it? There's mine. So then literally just going to do exactly the same as what you did in the first step, but just with the neutralizer. Obviously it's really important you do it in the right order, because otherwise it just won't work and you'll end up with, well, I don't know, probably won't even make a difference. Potentially frazzled eyebrows if you don't neutralise the setting neutralizer. Okay, so you can just see I'm just making sure I'm getting this on the camera. I don't know how people video doing things in the mirror and actually getting it on the camera as well. I'm not very good at all this stuff. I'm a bit old with all this technology. I've only just mastered how to even post a TikTok video. Okay, at this stage, just kind of try and make sure everything is going in the right direction, because this is your last chance to kind of correct anything. If any are like sticking downwards, you don't want downwards, make sure they're all up. I'm just using a slanted sort of makeup brush, but you can use whatever you want. Then you can also go through it with the comb, but it can take a bit of the product off, so don't really go do too much. You right, Prinny? My poor doggy's got a throat condition, so he's always having a little choke. Alright, leave that on for another 10 minutes. Right, 10-minute timer is up, so time to get it off. So I just got some cotton pads here. Again, just wiping it in the direction we want them to go. And don't be too scared if they look like too fluffy, like I said, because they will only drop down. If you sort of go a little bit too au naturel, it's kind of pointless even doing it. And you can always like brush them down. It's not like you have to have them straight up. Just gonna get a little alcohol wipe as well again. Just clean them off properly. And then, so basically that's the lamination done. And then I will now tint my brows. And they will go really dark and look a bit stupid, and Ivana says I look like a man, but within like a day they're faded. So I'll do that next and show you what I do. I'm not saying I'm any pro at doing it, but I'll show you anyway. Yeah, that's how they look at the moment. I've just mixed up my tint. I'm using the highbrow one. You can just grab it off Amazon, and I'm using the Reflectosil developer, which I mean you should see from the bottle is like ancient. I do normally use their eyebrow tints, but they don't sell them on Amazon. Yeah, so it's just, this seems perfectly fine as well. So yeah, I've got my slanted eyebrow brush, but like I said, I don't think I'm any pro at this, so I'll kind of just paint it on thick, but try and almost do it as you would pencil them on if you were doing like a block brow. So not obviously don't do hair strokes with it. I mean, that just looks stupid and pointless and probably impossible. But obviously if you get somewhere you don't want it, just wipe it off. But also a good scrub will always get it off anyway. It won't last. Or if it's really, really stubborn, you're just gonna have to try and concealer it. So like this. I'll just do the other brow in a minute. So that is me going to be cooking for about 10 minutes with tint. The longer you leave it on, the darker it will go, but I mean, after a certain time it will just stop working. So if you leave it on for 20 minutes, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, if you're worried that they're going to go too dark, maybe only leave them on for 5. But first time doing it, you might be a bit scared. But after you've soon realised it's better just to go a bit darker. Otherwise, yeah, a week later, you're going to be like, well, what was the point in doing that? Because they fade so quickly. Yeah. Right, we are cooked. We are cooking. Right, so this is the scary bit now. Because you'll just be like, oh, holy crap, that's dark. But just don't stress. The more you wipe them, the more you can get off. But I would ideally just leave them really dark for the day and just get funny looks wherever you go. And then the next morning when you wake up and you give your face a really good wash, they'll have faded loads by then as well. I really need a baby wipe. I wasn't very prepared, was I? I'm going to give them a little clean off. Give them a little brush and then I'll show you. Right, so this is the final result. So I know they look crazy dark, but like I said, if you it's up to you. Obviously if you've got like really light hair, then go lighter. But whenever I use like a light brown or medium brown, within like a day or two, I feel like I need to retint them. So by tomorrow I'll wake up in the morning, give them a really good old scrub, and I won't look crazy anymore. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know how if you do it yourself, let me know how you get on. And yeah, I'm gonna link some kits below, which are really cheap, and it's pretty much all just the same stuff. So I won't worry too much about what brand you're using.